Hi guys, it's Allgonerogue here. We have been travelling now for 5 months, believe it or not, and we feel like we've learnt loads since we've come out here.
So we wanted to share 10 top tips with you, about a minute per tip, just to kind of give you a better insight before you come out, because the perceptions prior to coming here are totally different to when you're actually here, and all that stuff you read and you think you need, you don't. So, tip number 1, online scaremongering. People love to write about scams and things getting stolen and all the terrible things that happen to them, but generally that they are the minority. So the only people that get things stolen are people that leave laptops, iPhones lying around on their hostel beds when they're out all day.
Yeah.
If you put them away in the lockers, they never get nicked, or if they do, it's really, really unfortunate, so don't worry. Don't buy a pack safe in advance of coming travelling like we did, because the one time you end up using it, your padlock breaks and you got to hacksaw it off in a bedroom. So when you have to ask the hotel staff for a hacksaw, you look like such a lemon. Scamming. Yep, you probably will get scammed. Most people call this the Asian tip. It's really funny. You tend to lose a couple of dollars, so it's really no biggie. We both got scammed and put on a water taxi, which we thought was going to be a boat, lost like $15. We're heartbroken, but yeah, funny story.
So tip 2 is about food. We have 3 points about food. Number 1, do not trust TripAdvisor. The amount of times that we've been to restaurants and the food has been amazing, we've gone to give it a good review afterwards and all the reviews are really bad. We just think people love to moan. Tip 2 is about street food. Literally 70% of our food out here comes from street food. So many people before we came out said, oh, it's really poisonous, you'll get food poisoning. You don't. We've never got food poisoning from street food. Number 3 is about waiting for the other person. We never get our food on time, and you've just got to accept that in Asia. Sometimes I get my meal and I'll finish it before Yax's has even come out. So just eat separately or share your food, because sharing is caring.
Tip number 3, money. Boring but important. Before you come out here, find a credit card or a debit card that doesn't charge you to use it abroad, because most will charge you 3% to withdraw money from cash machines, which is a stinker on the basis that the cash machines themselves charge you, and they also limit the amount you can withdraw per transaction, so that every time you withdraw money, it costs you loads. For us, Halifax Clarity credit card doesn't charge you transaction fees for any amount abroad. Get some sort of money tracker. I know it's really uncool and really boring, but there's nothing worse if you're planning on being out here for a long time like we are, than not sticking to budget and having to go home 3 months early or whatever. We use one called Trail Wallet. It's really good and it costs a £5, and to be honest, once you get used to it, it's dead easy to use.
Tip number 4 is about language. At least try and learn the basics in every country that you go to, and the absolute essentials are hello and thank you. You'll find that you say these literally all the time. Yats always says hello instead of thank you, and it is actually quite funny. But as soon as you learn kind of the basics of each language, it automatically breaks down the barrier between you and a local person. So if they hear you attempt it, you know, they do appreciate it a lot. And even if you say it wrong, it does create a really funny story. Like when I tried to ask for the bill in a restaurant once, the waitress didn't have a clue what I was saying and got her manager over and like another one, because she thought something was really wrong with me, but I was just trying to ask for the bill and getting it majorly wrong. But yeah, definitely try and learn the language.
Tip number 5, accommodation. Trust us, we've done loads of walk-ins and we've done loads of bookings in advance, and it's always easier to book in advance. So our top tip would just be to book 1 day in advance, and if you find somewhere cooler or your hostel's not great, then if you're staying somewhere for more than 1 day, you can always just check somewhere else out on the way. We've met so many people who have not booked anything and then they just follow us to what we've booked.
Yeah.
So actually, although it sounds a bit cooler rocking up somewhere and not booking, we've also spent times walking from hostel to hostel to hostel with all our backpacks and getting told that there's no dorms free, and then the only things that were free are like $20 a night rooms, which is way too expensive. Following on from that, don't pay too much attention to the reviews that people leave. Western people love to moan.
sometimes at night we just go through reviews purely because we find them hilarious. Like you've got someone from England complaining that there wasn't any toilet roll in their hostel that cost them $3 a night.
You've got like 50-year-old guys that rock up to party hostels and then say that they're too noisy. But it's just, you totally have credit to complain if you spend $30, $40 on a room and it's rubbish. If you pay $3 and there's a cockroach on the floor, what do you expect? It's $3 with free breakfast.
And our other pet hate are people that moan when the staff can't speak good English, when you can't speak their language. You're in Asia. Tip number 6 is packing. I have chosen to do this one because I packed the most silly clothes to come out and have ended up having to buy a whole new wardrobe now I'm out here. I literally packed as if we were going to Ibiza for a few months, packing all my skimpy crop tops and stuff, and I have not worn them yet. You most likely will dress really casually when you're out here because you just don't really dress up that much unless you're going out. So also pack for all different types of weather. Once I was wearing one of those skimpy vest tops and we got caught in a massive thunderstorm on the motorbike and turned up to our hostel like drowned rats because we didn't pack anything. So if you want a list of what to pack whilst you're out here, men and women wise, don't know why I pointed for me for the man then, it is on our website and there is a blog post about it. Another thing to think about whilst you're packing is don't buy loads of stuff before you get here. The amount of stuff that you can get here, that be it fake, you know, you can get good North Face stuff, although we like to call it North Fake, for so cheap compared to what you get it for at home, and it's really good quality. A pair of trainers that could cost you £100 at home will cost you £20 here. So save a little bit more before you come travelling just to buy a new wardrobe when you get here.
Tip number 7, timescales. If you're only out here for 2 or 3 weeks, don't try and do 3 or 4 countries, because honestly, from the people we've met who have tried to do it, they're generally absolutely exhausted and knackered from spending their entire time on buses, planes and trains. Equally, don't waste time in places. We've probably both done this too many times on a hangover day where we sat there lying round watching Netflix, eating cookies, feeling sorry for ourselves, and had 0 production days. We are fortunately out here for a bit longer, so just try and find a happy medium. If you find somewhere you really like, stay there a few days longer, of course, but don't waste time in places trying to find things that are bang average to do. Whilst we're on the topic of time, buses and trains and planes and everything else here that you ever have to wait for is generally always late. Don't moan about it, it's part and parcel of life, it's pretty funny. We spent up to 24 hours on bus journeys where they've broken down, tyres have burst, no aircon. It's hilarious. Just laugh about it. There's nothing to complain about on the basis that it's cost you $6.
Tip number 8 is about spare time. When you are travelling, you have a lot of freedom. So with this freedom comes a lot of spare time. Luckily for us, we have this. So, you know, our nights where we're not getting drunk or going out and seeing some sights, you know, we're vlogging or writing vlogs or something like that. But if you want to go out and get drunk every night, fair enough. But if you don't, do something creative. Keep a diary or write some blogs or make some videos, or even apps like Polar Steps and 1 Second a Day, where you can upload a photo every day of your travels and your family can keep track of that, can keep you busy. This is also great because when you're older and you can't remember anything, you'll have something to look back on.
Tip number 9. This is about other travellers. So 99.9% of people you'll meet are really cool. If you're like us and you're travelling in a couple, don't spend all your time sat in rooms. No. Honestly, we toy up between having rooms so that we can sort of spend some time together and then staying in dorms where we get to meet loads of new people. So we tend to stay in dorms when we want to go out drinking basically, or when we try and have a cheap night. Most people you'll meet are really nice out here. Obviously you'll meet weird people, but when you get somewhere, if you've not travelled before, take a big breath, go downstairs, order yourself a vodka Diet Coke and just walk over to the first person that smiles at you. And everyone's in the same boat, you need to remember that. Everyone wants to chat, everyone wants to go out, and everyone wants to get along. You will, however, meet weirdos. We were chatting to these lads the other day who were telling us that this guy who was trying to get them to buy beer later on in the night was running into girls' dorms telling them that he was God and that only God would judge them if they slept with him, and all sorts of weird things. So, and we've met a few clowns ourselves, so it's yeah, it's bound to happen. But yeah, again, it's just another funny story.
So tip number 10, our final tip, it's gonna take a little bit longer. It's come from a guy that we met in Cat Bar in Vietnam, who learnt this phrase in every single language, and we thought that was awesome anyway, but we completely agree with the phrase.
And that phrase is why not? When you're traveling and you have the opportunity to do something, just use the phrase why not. There is nothing me and Katie won't try and won't do whilst...
Except for math.
Well, yeah, Kate tried it, I didn't.
No, listen. Say no.
Yeah, from eating duck fetus eggs to getting hammered with local people and not being able to speak their language, which sometimes can be a bit awkward, but still
Yeah.
such an amazing experience. Eating bugs, jumping off cliffs, climbing through mountains, going caving, getting ourselves utterly lost in both the cities, in the mountains, in the jungles. Just do it all.
Even like the cultural differences as well. So if you're on a long bus journey and you find yourself in a service station in the middle of nowhere, you end up having to do your business in a little hole with no cubicle door, no toilet paper, stuff like that. Just fully immerse yourself in it.
Yeah, it's so funny. Things like the bum washes. A, it's very hygienic, and B, it's just so funny.
And it's as powerful as a jet wash.
Yeah, we've had some crazy ones that would take like tiling off the walls. But honestly, if there's something you're umming and ahhing about doing and you're sort of second guessing yourself, just do it. There's nothing holding you back, and you'll never ever get that experience to be able to do that again. So try it, taste it, do it, eat it, lick it, whatever you need to do.
Sounds dodgy.
Just do it, and you'll have the best time ever and the funniest stories travelling.
They are our 10 top tips in 10 minutes, sort of, give or take minutes, because I don't think we've really stuck to that time scale, that we thought you might want to know before you travel to Southeast Asia.
Yeah, hopefully they get you excited and put into perspective that you shouldn't come here and complain about things. But generally, everything out here is so amazing, so funny. You'll absolutely love and relish the experiences while you're here. Allgonerogue out.